Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you guys are new here. I have a lot of new subscribers since I last posted a video. Y'all, it has been a minute since I posted a video. I feel like I always go in here and say that, but literally it's been a minute. As you guys see in the title, your girl has finished her exit exam for nursing school. I am super excited. It has been a minute since I've actually got on camera to update you guys on what's been going on in my life, but as you guys can see, I passed the exit exam, which means your girl is graduating. I'm super excited, you guys. I literally, for like the last 2 weeks before the exit exam, I had to put YouTube on the back burner because I'm like, baby, I need to graduate. Like, I don't have time to be sitting on the vlog talking to y'all, and I love you guys, but I have to graduate. If I did not pass this exit exam, literally you would have to stay an extra 8 weeks in the program, meaning Nclex is pushed back, and if you have a job for nurse residency, that also could possibly be pushed back. So I'm gonna tell you guys all about how I prepared for the ATI exit exam and how I passed. So let's get right into the video. So to start out, I had my exit exam on April 16th, and me personally, y'all, I work better like when I'm under pressure. I know some people was literally studying for the exit exam from the beginning of this semester, which started in March. So me personally, I started studying 2 weeks before because y'all, I'm sorry y'all, but I work better when it's like 2 weeks ahead. Like me studying like a month ahead, I'm not gonna be motivated to study. Now that's just me, y'all. That is just me. If that's not your learning style, then that's not your learning style. But personally, I studied 2 weeks before the exam. So for my school, you guys know by now, I went to Chamberlain University. I can tell you guys now because I'm done and it's done. So I go to Chamberlain University, and our requirements is to make a 75 or above. I know different schools have different requirements. Watching videos on YouTube while I was studying, a lot of people were saying that it was like a 78, a 76 or whatever, but ours was a 74, and we only have one chance to take it. If we don't pass that one time, we have to stay an extra 8 weeks. And it's literally like a program that's Monday through Friday, a certain amount of days. Like, it's a heavy program that they have because they don't want you to go out and take the Nclex and you are not prepared, and that makes the school looks bad. It makes it seem like the school is not preparing their students for the Nclex. So that's why schools place emphasis on this exit exam, because it is a predictor of how well you would do on the Nclex. I actually made a 78, y'all. I made a 78. The requirements was a 74. So, you know, I passed or whatever, and I still made a B in the class, which is still good. Research what your school's requirements are. If your requirements are like an 82, you know you need to go extra hard with the studying. So the next thing I wanted to mention is, how did I prepare for the ATI exit exam? I really thought it was only ATI or it was just through the school, but no, they also have a HESI exit exam, which probably is pretty much the same, but ours was through ATI. For this last course, which is capstone, this is our last course in nursing school. It's called capstone, and I don't even know what capstone means. Maybe I should look that up or something, or somebody can tell me. I don't know. For this class, we had to complete VATI, which is virtual ATI. So if you guys are in nursing school, you know what ATI is, then you know what ATI is. Pretty much just a website, and it has all the classes, over 3,000 practice questions, assessments, videos, all of that stuff that will help you with the Nclex and just help you throughout nursing school. And a lot of the exams that we have took in nursing school were through ATI. They were made by ATI as well as the exit exam. One of our course requirements was to complete the VATI, which goes through each subject in nursing school: mother baby, fundamentals, med surg, pharmacology, mental health, and leadership. The only thing that was not covered on ATI was nutrition. And now that I think about it, I don't remember if there were any actual nutrition questions on the exam. I really don't think so. So with the VATI, it's broken down by subject. So for example, we started out with fundamentals. So for the fundamental module, we had to watch some videos, we had to complete some pre-quizzes, and then after we had to take a assessment. And then once we finished our assessment, we had an Nclex coach. We had to email them, let them know that we finished the assessment, and then they gave us some remediation to do, which was about 3 or 4 questions to complete, and then we could move on to the next subject. So that's how each subject went. It was helpful because the assessments for each subject were about maybe 50 to 80 questions, and like I said, practice questions are very helpful, and especially since the exam was through ATI, it was very important to me to try to understand what ATI was focusing on, because ATI may focus on a subject that your school didn't really focus on, or that you don't really see while you're studying for the Nclex. So that's why it was important to me to just figure out what subjects they were placing emphasis on. Subjects that I often saw a lot of questions on is most likely going to be on the exit exam. So I went through the baddie, and once I actually used that as a study too. A lot of my classmates would say that they wanted to go ahead and finish their baddie so they could start studying for the exit exam, but me personally, I used the baddie to study for the exit exam. So the next thing that I did was I went through all the adaptive quizzes on ATI. So my school actually suggested us to just go through the hard questions. However, I pretty much went through all of them, and when I started doing only the hard questions, I was like, whoa, like this is definitely hard, and it kind of discouraged me. This is the ATI, what I was telling you guys about. So ATI is just, like I said, it's pretty much just a program that the school offers that gives us practice questions, tests, videos, a bunch of different type of reviews. What I did to study for the exit exam, I'm always on the test tab. So to get all the questions, you go to learning system, quizzes, and then really you can choose either one because it's all the same. Quizzes, dynamic quizzes, quizzes and assignments. Some of you guys probably already know this, but if you don't, I'm just showing you guys. This is how many questions they are. 2,346 questions that I answered, y'all. Like I've told you guys, I was not playing. Unanswered was pretty much, I didn't do a lot of the farm questions just because there was so many, and yeah, it was just not happening. So y'all, I don't know how accurate this score is, but just don't mind that. So I would go to new custom quiz, and then I would always do untimed, just in case I needed time to like go in my textbook or anything. Study, I always did study mode, y'all. If you want, you could do test mode and you could time it so it would be like an actual exam, but personally I did not do that. Then I went down, they have all questions, they have unanswered, you can go back to incorrect and unseen, and then marked is all the questions that I marked that I wanted to go back and look, so you have the option of going through those again. So what I would do is I would go on different sections. So for example, I would go to hard, I would clear it, and then choose like, okay, I'm gonna do med surg today, communication, community health, and the max is 200. So then I would do start quiz, and then 191 questions. A nurses on the med surg unit is assessing a client who recently transferred from the ICU following an ET extubation. Which of the following findings should a nurse identify as a possible manifestation of tracheostenosis and report to the provider? Let's see. I'm gonna just choose this. I really don't know. Let's see. Increased coughing. So increased coughing. And then once you pick the correct answer, it gives you the rationale. This actually was hard. Another thing I wanted to show you guys was you can select what level of questions that you want to do. So you could go to hard, moderate, or easy. And like I said, my school wanted us to go only on hard. And when I tell you these questions are hard, y'all, they are hard. But I will suggest to go through all of them. Not just hard, because there were some easy questions on the exam. Those are the questions that I went through. As you guys can see, I did over 2,000 practice questions. So number one tip is practice questions, practice questions, practice questions. It was down to like the last 3 days, and I'm going through these hard questions. I had started doing only the hard questions. I literally almost had a panic attack because I'm like, this is hard, but it's still helpful to go through the hard questions because the questions on the exam may not be as hard as the hard questions on the ATI adaptive quizzes. So while studying for this exit exam, my Nclex coach actually told me that I should not buy any other practice books. When I say practice books, I mean like the Sanders or UWorld or any of that stuff. Just focus on the ATI book. So the book that I decided to use was the Comprehensive Nclex Review book. And I know you guys, I think it's backwards. Is it backwards? This is weird, but this is the book that I got, and this book was very, very helpful. It actually didn't go in depth as much as I thought it would. However, it did go in depth on certain topics, and going through this book you can actually see what topics that they focus on. So if you are constantly seeing the same question, the same topic, then you need to remember that. Like, remember that because it's gonna be on the exit exam. So this is the notebook that I use while studying. I'm doing all of these practice exams because at the end of VADI you have to go through 180 questions twice. So it's 2 assessments. Both assessments are 180 questions, and that's the end of the VADI. So going through those, I would write down the topics that I saw, and then I would go back to the ATI book and read that topic and write down key notes about that topic. For example, dumping syndrome. So I have dumping syndrome on the top. I don't know if you guys can see. Can you guys see? Dumping syndrome is on the top, and then I have information about dumping syndrome. I would highlight the key points that was the answer to the question, and then when I would go through it, I would see that and then be like, okay, so they definitely want us to know that. So that's how I did my notes. I would just pick out the topic from the practice questions, write it down, go to the ATI book, highlight the key points that I see questions about. So on ATI, you can search a topic, and then it'll pull up a question that has that topic in it. And I felt like that was very, very cool. That was a very neat tool that they had, and I definitely made use of that. So with that, I would write down a topic from a question that I saw, write down notes on it, and then search for more questions about it. It was 180 questions, and I think 20 of the questions didn't count. So you just do the math on what you need to make and how many questions you can miss. So I don't know how many I got right, but there were a lot of questions from the adaptive quizzes and the quizzes that I would find online and Quizlet. A lot of questions came from the adaptive quizzes, y'all. So I'm letting you guys know. Nobody told me that, but I'm telling you guys that. I really can't tell you guys anymore because, you know, you got to sign that little contract thing that you're not going to say what's on the test. But all I can say is do those adaptive quizzes. And now looking back, I don't even know if this whole freaking binder of notes, I don't even know if like this was necessary, y'all. I feel like I would have done better if I just kept going through the practice quizzes as opposed to actually writing down notes. I might have wasted my time with this, but I still passed, so that's all that matters. So definitely my #1 advice is keep going through those practice questions, keep going through those adaptive quizzes, do all of the questions. I think it's like maybe 3,000 questions on there, but just definitely make sure to just go through everything, y'all. Just keep going through it over and over and over again, and once you get to the exam you should be able to remember the question. That is how I passed my ATI exit exam. I am so excited. Your girl is a nurse. I'm officially a nurse, y'all. I'm not a registered nurse, but I still got the BSN part. I don't have the RN part yet, but we are nurse spirit over here. You guys got this, y'all. I'm sure you guys will pass this exit exam. If you guys want to do something, you can do it. Just put in that work, just put in that effort. I literally would stay up all night. I was taking B12, coffee. I don't even know, like somebody told me B12 helps you stay up, but I was taking B12 and coffee and all of that stuff, not getting sleep and all-nighters and all of that, and I passed. So if you guys want to pass it, you could definitely pass. Just put that work in and listen to what I'm telling you. Go through those adaptive quizzes over and over again, and you guys got this. And even me, like I was kind of freaking out because I waited 2 weeks before, and I felt like I was kind of behind compared to my peers, but I still passed, so that's all that matters. But I was feeling kind of like discouraged and kind of worried, like, am I preparing enough? Did I start early enough? Did I start soon enough? And then watching people's videos on YouTube, it kind of scared me because all the videos on YouTube was like how it was so hard. But I'm telling you guys, it's not hard if you guys go through those practice questions. That was how I passed my exit exam. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Definitely make sure to subscribe so you guys can come with me on my journey as a nurse. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys.